Hello and welcome to Versasec's webinar, Jumping to vSECCLOUD SaaS Credential Management. My name is Gabriela Peralta and I'm in the marketing team here at Versasec. I'll be your host for today, where we'll be talking about topics such as, is vSECCLOUD for your organization? Whether you already have credential management in place or you're new to credential management, we believe today will be very valuable for you. Versasec is an established global leader in identity and access management, providing highly secure, powerful systems for end-to-end or credential orchestration. Today, we'll be speaking with two Versasec experts, Thorén, head of vSECCLOUD operations. Ellen is a leader with over 20 years of experience managing teams and implementing ERP systems worldwide. Hi, Ellen.
Hello.
And Anders Adolfsson is Global Product Manager here at Versasec. He's an experienced solutions architect with extensive experience in bringing products and ideas to market, mostly with new and emerging technologies for Fortune 500 enterprises. Welcome, Anders.
Hi, thank you.
For today's session, all attendees will be muted throughout the webinar. We will have a Q&A session at the end, so please feel free to submit your questions in the question panel below. So let us start. Ellen, can you launch today's discussion covering how does Versasec help organizations?
Well, absolutely. Thanks, Gabi. Versasec's credential management system actually sprung from the idea that the founders wanted to make security available to everyone. That was 15 years ago. And back then they were working on these huge security projects, and they got really inspired to come up with a way to make security available to everyone, not just the organizations that could afford these large implementation projects. So the founders took this bright idea and they innovated and developed an off-the-shelf software product that was targeted for small and medium businesses. As it turned out, the product was not only a great fit for these SMBs, but it was also ideal for projects that start out small in large organizations. And now we at Versasec serve customers in over 58 different countries worldwide with our credential management system software.
Wow, 58 different countries. This is great. Thank you, Ellen. Anders, Ellen mentions credential management systems. What is a credential, first of all? And what is the credential management and what does this solve?
A good question, and thank you, Gabi, for the introduction. As Ellen says, Versasec saw the need and had since then developed and deployed our CMS solutions successfully to all types and sizes of organizations all over the world. Before we get into the webinar's topic of vSECCLOUD, as you said, let's first quickly summarize what credentials and credential management means to us. I could be speaking about this for hours, so but I will try to do my best to stay brief. The reason I could be speaking about this for hours is no customer environment, customer use cases are the same. They also evolve over time. After all these years in this business, we have gathered knowledge and built a versatile, agnostic, vendor-independent solution that can cater to all these needs coming from our customers, their use cases, their challenges, policies, and the threat model. When we talk about credentials, we mean the traditional smart card and the USB token smart card. It can also be virtual, such as Windows Hello for Business and the virtual smart cards. In summary, we want to manage any user-assigned device that supports PKI or FIDO. With that said, recently, we also added management of physical access-only credentials, the type of devices used for accessing buildings. Organizations often have a mix of dual mode, digital and physical access credentials and physical only credentials. We want to make it possible to manage them all in one solution from one single pane of glass. Also, using Acme, we can now manage certificates for machines using the same CMS solution bringing even more value to our customers' investments. So that's credentials. What does management of them involve? Credential has a life cycle. Typically, the life cycle goes from new to issued, revoked, and then ends up with a cleanup to bring it back into that factory default state it had when it was new, ready to be reissued, reused. In between these major events, a lot can happen. Your PIN might be blocked, certificates can need to be reissued. Perhaps you want to issue additional certificates to support new use cases. You might want to start using FIDO for credentials that has this capability. Your credential might have been forgotten at home, so you need a temporary one to be issued to be able to perform your day-to-day tasks at work. In order to perform all of these major and smaller lifecycle tasks, we need to integrate with other systems. The most common ones are user directories, PKIs for certificates, IDP for FIDO, and for user authentication if you do self-service tasks. For smart cards, a smart card printer can be used for printing custom graphics and as well for bulk issuance. Versasec supports a very long list of credentials, PKIs, IDPs, printers, and so on. Make it possible for you to pick the best for your needs and to be able to grow and change over time. I think this covers the basics about credentials and credential management, and I will stop now.
Thank you, Anders. That was a very clear explanation, so we appreciate that. So we now know more about Versasec and credential management. So let us transition and really jump into vSECCLOUD. vSECCLOUD is Versasec's credential management software managed as a service. Ellen, why should customers choose vSECCLOUD?
Great question. I think there are, for me, three major areas, and the first one being people. You know, vSECCLOUD is managed by Versasec experts, and we always have security top of mind, and we have all the latest knowledge about the product as well as the industry and the market. And even if our customers have large teams, I've never ever heard people on those teams actually say that we prefer to work on keep the lights on kind of support work rather than innovation and strategically important projects for the company. So it's a win-win situation for the people on both sides. And second area is scalability and flexibility. vSECCLOUD and Versasec support all the different cloud initiatives that you might have. We support, as Anders said, cloud PKIs, cloud identity providers, IDPs, and cloud HSMs, hardware security modules. And we can scale instantaneously when your business grows because we manage the infrastructure for you. And it's also a good way to simplify budget work with predictable annual subscription costs. And the third area is upgrades, very dear to my heart. With a software as a service, you will have access to the latest security features and you stay up to date with those by us managing the upgrades together with you. And this is a huge advantage. You will, yes, have access to the latest features and be as secure as possible, but you will also avoid having these monolith upgrade projects that could last for months and months. And hopefully you'll then be quicker to adopt to any kind of regulations that pop up in the world. And we know that they happen all the time. So hopefully by having a managed service, you'll get all these benefits in these three areas.
That's exciting, Ellen. Anders, how does vSECCLOUD look like when we talk about its architecture and the choices made by Versasec for its SaaS CMS?
vSECCLOUD is a virtual private cloud where we have one customer, one tenant. Each customer can use their HSM with their keys, their PKI or PKIs of choice. Versasec staff only have access to perform maintenance tasks on the underlying architecture and the day-to-day maintenance. No access is given to the internals with no visibility for users on credentials or certificates. vSECCLOUD has no public internet access. Instead, there is a connection set up between the customer's vSECCLOUD tenant and their on-prem network using a site-to-site VPN connection. vSECCLOUD is using a hub and spoke architecture with separation between its components. There are separation of the spokes for the CMS, the Versasec administrative access, and the customer site-to-site VPN. The VPN connection is used for the CMS to connect to system deployed on-prem, such as Active Directory, if you have on-prem PKI and HSM. As I said, we have said earlier, these can, of course, as well be other cloud solutions, as Versasec supports a very long list. The site-to-site VPN connection is also used for connecting the admin agent and user applications to the CMS server of vSECCLOUD. To summarize, there's one tenant per customer. The customer connects to their vSECCLOUD tenant using admin agent and the user application over a VPN connection. The foundation of vSECCLOUD is vSEC CMS. So for those familiar with vSEC CMS, you get the full, complete, versatile CMS as you're used to, but managed by the Versasec team. When choosing a credential management system, you need to think one step ahead. Well, of course, you need to solve your immediate need, but also give some thought to what will be the need for your organization in the future. We want to make this possible by giving you a full-featured, vendor-independent cloud CMS. I hope this answered some questions on the architecture.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you, Anders. And we do want to make this possible for organizations, which is why it's so exciting. How does vSECCLOUD compare to other CMS SaaS solutions found in the market? Maybe Ellen, you can enlighten us.
Yeah, sure. I think one of the competitive strengths that has been mentioned here that Versasec nurtures is our tech partnerships. We have partnerships with all the industry leaders in security, and we don't restrict our vSECCLOUD service to any specific vendor of certificates or hardware. So you can multi-source and you can make changes to your current security landscape, and vSECCLOUD will still work. I think that's a very important point. And Anders also mentioned vSECCLOUD having the full feature set as vSEC CMS. And I believe that's a very strong selling point. We're not limited to just a few important use cases. We listen to our customers and we monitor these local regulations that I mentioned before, and we innovate wisely. So we listen and we observe and we innovate and develop our product all the time wisely. So that's the second point. My third point here is we target small and medium businesses, and I think we offer a very competitive and cost-efficient pricing. With vSECCLOUD, you also get stellar premium support, we call it. And premium support consists of Versasec staff. These people are all part of the development of the product and the service. So they truly are experts in vSECCLOUD and vSEC CMS. So with this premium support, I really believe we offer our customers all the options and what they want when they need it.
That's super great. Thank you. And so guys, we're actually arriving towards the end of our webinar. So why don't we just take a few moments to really summarize what we spoke about today? What are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Yeah, I can start. As Ellen said, and I said earlier, vSECCLOUD is a full feature set CMS. It is not a stripped down solution. You get the real deal. And that it's an isolated single customer, single tenant solution.
Yeah, and if I can add to that, again, I want to push for the team. You will get a service that's managed by our team, and we have decades of experience. So do let us take care of managing your credential management system for you. We are experts and we'll live for this.
Fantastic, thank you. Everyone, if you have any questions, please go ahead and send them in the question panel below your screen, and we'll be happy to answer them for you. We would like to invite as well everyone to continue this conversation with us over a cup of coffee. If you've listened today to Ellen and Anders and would like to go ahead and purchase a subscription or have more questions specific to your organization, we would love for you to get in contact with us. So we'll be sending an email just with the next few steps there for you to book an appointment with us, and then we'll be emailing you this coffee gift card as well. So thank you again to everyone who joined us. Today's webinar will be available on our YouTube channel for future playback, and also, of course, for sharing on social platforms and with your colleagues. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your questions during the webinar. We're here to answer them. So our first question today is, SaaS services are normally more cost-effective the first years. Is that the case with vSECCLOUD versus your vSEC CMS?
I'll take that. Yes, it's true for vSECCLOUD too. There is no upfront cost other than your annual subscription fee, and you instantly get access to our premium support. So for small and medium businesses, vSECCLOUD is typically more cost efficient for the first 3 up to 5 years.
All right. Our second question is, I have vSEC CMS. How can I move to vSECCLOUD?
I'll take that one too. Migrating from vSEC CMS to vSECCLOUD is very easy. I actually think we might have a slide for this. Tanya, maybe you can show it. It's a straightforward process that we follow step by step with a pre-study preparations and workshops. We have seen that the process is easy and efficient. Our migrating customers are familiar with our product and are used to navigating our application, so that also helps. So as a customer, if you're migrating, you can continue using all of the issued credentials, and therefore the impact of the migration project is really minimal. We have a case study coming up very soon, I believe, that covers this subject, where we follow a customer migrating from vSEC CMS to vSECCLOUD. I believe it's coming out soon.
That's great. Thank you. And then our next question is, why is vendor independence important?
I think it's my turn. We talked about this during the webinar, but let's try and dig a little bit deeper because we think this is really important. Nowadays, the phishing resistant credentials, FIDO and certificate based, they become more and more important, and they are a cornerstone of your IT security. So when you wish to change these credentials or the PKI and to implement new use cases, the credential management system, it's the spider, it's the orchestration. So whatever you choose there, make sure that it's Versasec, or if not Versasec, make sure it's a vendor independent, so that you are able to pick your preferred solutions, and that you can change over time, and also make sure that it can adapt to your needs, not the other way around. So you have to change your policies depending on your software.
Awesome. Thank you, Anders and Ellen, both of you. We have arrived at the end of our webinar today. So thank you everyone for sending your questions, for being with us today. Thank you again, Ellen, Anders. We enjoyed today's conversation. So we look forward to connecting with everyone Thank you and have a great day.